Our next Hall of Famer is Tom Mack. Former Michigan Wolverine legend Tom Mack was a member of the 1965 Rose Bowl championship team. Tom was inducted into the University of Michigan Athletic Hall of Honor in 2006. Tom was selected by the Los Angeles Rams in the first round, second overall in the 1966 NFL Draft. He became a fixture for the Rams at the left guard position for the next 13 seasons. During his NFL career, Tom never missed a game due to injury, appearing in 184 consecutive games, the third longest streak in Rams history. During Tom's career with the Rams, the club won their division 8 times and reached 4 NFC championship games. Tom was selected to 11 Pro Bowls. Tom retired at the end of the 1978 NFL season and was inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1999. While durable, reliable, tough, those are some of the words of his former teammates and the opponents that went up against Tom Mack. Quite simply, it suggested that he's one of the top, not only offensive linemen of all time, one of the top football players to ever live. And we proudly induct him into our Gridiron Greats Hall of Fame tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, Tom Mack.
Well, that sounded a lot better than it really is. But I'll certainly take any accolades. Any offensive lineman, George, you know that. We'll take any accolades that come our way. Usually you get called for holding, and that's about it. Football is a fascinating and been an exciting journey for me because I was probably one of the worst football players in junior high school you could ever meet. And the only sport I was good at was swimming. So I spent my life swimming, and then I figured out that was just way too hard. And the swim coach convinced me that he might be able to get me to go to Michigan because he knew the football coach. And I said, well, I'll go with that. And that's how I got to Michigan, and that's how I ended up playing football. Life is an interesting journey. And one of the people we haven't honored yet, I was lucky enough 3 times to play for this guy who happened to be a coach. First, he was the first special teams coach, just as a special team coach ever in the NFL, and this was the Los Angeles Rams in 1969. Then he quit and went to college, and a year later he shows back up. This is a guy named Dick Vermeil. And he shows back up a year later, and he's our offensive coordinator. And then a year later, or actually 2 years later, he's with a guy named Tommy Prothro. And that didn't work out quite as well. The first guy he was with was a guy named George Allen, who's in the Hall of Fame. Mike knows him. And then a fellow named Chuck Knox shows up the third time around. And I'll be darned if Dick isn't with him again. The good news is Dick is a great coach. The bad news is Dick thought I was a great special teams player. And you don't see this today in football. But I, for 6 years in a row, got to play every offensive play and every damn special team there was, which means running down and running back and forth, running like a chicken, and worrying about somebody hitting you sideways in your knees. I was lucky enough, as I mentioned, that I never ended up missing a game, and that's because I guess I ran just about fast enough to beat the guy before me. But Chuck Knox said it, luck is the residue of design, and I was lucky enough to be lucky and fast enough that I never got hurt. So, well, I shouldn't say I never got hurt. I got hurt, but I never missed a game. And probably because I never scored any touchdowns and I only recovered 3 fumbles in 13 years, the only reason I'm here is because I never missed a game. So with that, I'd like to thank you very much, and thank you for all offensive linemen everywhere.
All right, Raiderettes, let's hear it for Raymond Chester. Let's get this going. Ready? Raymond Chester is one of the greatest tight ends to play in any era. He played for the Morgan State Bears, concentrating his athletic efforts on football under the guidance of legendary head coach Earl Banks. Now, during one of the Bears' unbeaten seasons in 1968, Raymond played in the matchup against Grambling. The historical game was the first of its kind, pitting two historically black colleges against each other in the famed Yankee Stadium in front of 70,000 fans. Never happened before. The backdrop was the assassination of Martin Luther King. In that epic battle, Raymond hauled in Morgan State's only touchdown, leading to the Bears' ultimate 9-7 victory over the Grambling Tigers. He was named to the 1970 College All-Star team. Raymond entered the NFL draft in 1970 and was selected in the first round by the Oakland Raiders and legendary owner Al Davis. He started in his rookie season and earned himself the NFL Rookie of the Year. He was also honored with the first of 4 Pro Bowl selections. Raymond returned to his hometown in 1973 when he was traded to the Baltimore Colts. During his 5 seasons with the Colts, he racked up 2,123 yards receiving, 11 touchdowns, and was a key contributor to the Colts winning 3 division titles. After a trade, Raymond returned to the Oakland Raiders in 1978. He had his best career stats in 1979 with 712 reception yards to go along with 8 touchdowns. The following year, he became a Super Bowl champion when the Raiders defeated the Eagles in Super Bowl 15. Raymond became involved in the development of a new league, the United States Football League. Raymond came out of retirement and played a single season with the Oakland Invaders in 1983 and earned the USFL Man of the Year award. He's a member of